Welcome back. Let's check in on the political situation in Gabon as the African Union considers sending a delegation to Libreville to help resolve issues surrounding disputed elections that declared incumbent President Ali Bongo winner. A spokesperson for the continental body, Jacob Eno Iben, said a high-level delegation will be dispatched soon and that the Chadian President Idriss Deby, who is currently the AU chairperson, will lead the talks. There have been violent protests across the country over Ali Bongo's re-election as his family has been in power for nearly 50 years. The main opposition believes the results were rigged and the candidate's career diplomat, Jean Ping, last Friday declared himself president. Police have arrested over 1,000 protesters, including 15 French Gabonese dual citizens, whom France has expressed concern about. Gabon says violators will not be able to hide behind the curtain of dual citizenship. Let's get more now from the VOA's Idris Fall, who's in Libreville. Idris, glad you could join us on Network Africa.
Thank you, and hi to all your viewers.
Good. Now we're seeing pictures, from the internet, pictures released online of the situation in Gabon. We're seeing scenes of clashes between protesters and security forces. What's really the situation now?
Well, it's calming down, but the political crisis is still there. But the riots and lootings, now it's calming down, and even the Prime Minister called everybody to go back to work. And the new thing is the Minister of Justice resigned. He was the one who, after they proclaimed the victory of President Ali Bongo, who was not quite agree with the government, who was saying that they should accept that jumping won. And now he resigned. He said that he want to keep his total liberty. Besides that, I think the city is calming down in Libreville and even in overseas.
Yeah, and I suppose you're safe where you are, at least in some safe area. But is there a crackdown on protesters right now in the country, or is there a law against protests being held on the streets?
Well, I think they arrested thousands of people, thousands. Even according to the Interior Minister, I think on Wednesday they arrested at least 1,000 people inside Libreville and around 300 or 400 outside Libreville, meaning all around the country. And lately they tried to, the 27 leaders of the opposition who was held down inside the headquarters of Jean Ping was freed, I think, after the mediation of the UN Special Representative, Mr. Abdoulaye Bachili. But until now, I think even kids, some of them are kind of hiding. I know that director of a TV, Nazareth, which was attacked on the Thursday, he's still into hiding, and several of them. But for the time being, I think talking about riots is calming down.
And the government is refusing to release those with dual citizenship, saying they will not hide behind that curtain. Considering the government could find them guilty of participating in violence, what happens now? France asking for some of its citizens who have been arrested to be released.
Well, but they can ask, but that's it. This is Gabon. Since Wednesday, the international community, France, US, European Union, everybody is telling, okay, guys, let's recount the vote. And Gabon is saying, no, this is not our law. And so going to keep going on. Jean Ping say he's president, and Ali Bongo, I think, if the opposition does not put its complaint to the Constitutional Court, what will happen next is the president going to sworn in, and people going to talk, and it may be behind us, I don't know. But what happened that Wednesday is we waited 24 hours almost to have the result. And then we went at the Electoral Commission while they're discussing. The opposition out 3 times, telling, okay, guys, what they want to do here is not possible. The province of Ogwe, where the president comes from, we have 99% and more of participation, and the president won more than 95%.
And
that changed everything.
Yeah.
Because in all provinces, there are 9 provinces, and jumping was ahead in 6 of them with 10,000 votes. With that, on the lead province of Ogwe, Ali Bongo came out with 5,000 and something ahead and then claimed victory. So opposition is telling that they were fraud, but they cannot prove it. International community is telling that you have to recount. But even if you recount what they have there and you change a little bit of numbers, the guy will still be president. So I don't know where Gabon is heading, but luckily it's not a country like some other country with rebellion or armed groups. It's so that maybe it's going to come down and people...
Idris, thank you. Thank you so much for your reporting today. Appreciate you joining us on Network Africa. Africa's biggest economy, South Africa, has avoided falling into a recession by bouncing back from a negative growth rate in the first quarter of this year. Statistics South Africa Today tweeted figures comparing the second quarter of 2015 of the economy, which says it grew by 0.6%. The South African economy reportedly grew by its most in 6 quarters this year as the mining and manufacturing sectors reversed sharp contractions due to an uptick in exports. Growth beat market consensus, rising by 3.3% in the second quarter of 2016, its fastest quarterly growth since the fourth quarter of 2014 after shrinking by 1.2% in the 3 months to March. Mining led the growth, expanding by 11.8% after an 18.1% contraction in the first quarter. Manufacturing also grew by 8.1% quarter on quarter from 0.6% previously. Thousands of Ivorian farmers and their families have been left homeless following a government crackdown on cocoa growers farming illegally in the country's Montpeco National Park. Officials say 99% of the land has been destroyed by cocoa farmers taking advantage of the chaos caused by a decade-long political crisis.
With the years of turmoil over, the government of President Alassane Ouattara is preparing to expel tens of thousands of farmers from parks and reserves in an attempt to save the dwindling forests. Montpeco, with an illegal population of around 28,000, is the first test of the government's new policy.
I can say that the state has deceived us because they have been promising us things for 3 years now. And now, as of last week, they changed everything. I think that if the state knew we would be living like this, if they had won us back in 2014, then maybe many of us would have left already. But they made us believe they were going to do something for us. And that is why people stayed, hoping to get something. It was at the last minute they told us they couldn't deal with us.
Critics say the move could put a dent in the gross domestic product and risk inflaming tensions left over from years of unrest. But it may also save the most rapidly evaporating forest in Africa. Since independence in 1960, Ivory Coast has built its economy on cash crop agriculture. It contributes roughly 40% of global supply of cocoa. Clearing Montpeco is considered a pivotal step in the push to end illegal farming in Ivory Coast's 8 national parks, 5 nature reserves, and 231 forest reserves. And so on July 30th, the government ordered the farmers out of Montpeco.
Since July 30, they have been banned from entering the park, and it is strictly forbidden to harvest anything, to harvest anything at all inside the park. That means if we see them inside the park, we will arrest them and charge them with trespassing.
Ivorian authorities have in the past said they'll offer resettlement packages to people living in protected lands, but some residents say they still do not know how much help they'll get.
Still ahead on Network Africa, the deaths from Europe's migrant crisis on the rise as 15 bodies are recovered off the coast of Libya. Do stay with us.